Hey yo, this is your boy Jay Ice representing the Bronx, New York. And this is the Madman's Rant. I like to come to you all from time to time to speak about things that are on my mind. Sports, music, entertainment, literature, world events. I have a variety of different interests and I like to share them with like minds of people with different opinions. Today's topic is the erosion of American civil liberties. Whether you're Black, white, Republican, Democrat, Muslim, Christian, I believe that we all share certain fundamental beliefs as far as what makes this country great. You all hear me very often talk about all the problems that we have in America. I like to do that. We got a lot of problems in America and we need to clean the shit up. We need to stay vigilant. And we need to always be mindful that things could be better. But I'm also the first one to tell you that my black ass ain't going no place else to live. All right? Because only here in America are you allowed to say how fucked up the government is. And how fucked up shit is and what you as a regular schmo would do to change it. In other countries, when you talk about how fucked up the government is, they send secret police to your house or armed soldiers and they drag you and your family out into the streets and they shoot you in the fucking head in front of your neighbors and nobody can do shit about it because that's the government. Now, we do not quite have that environment going on in the United States just yet. But we are currently trending in what I feel is a very dangerous and unprecedented time in our country's history. All right? I feel that there is a significant attack on American civil liberties. When I speak of civil liberties, I'm speaking of your right to vote, your right to assemble, your right to worship, your right to free speech, your right to bear arms. Things that we take for granted every day that other people in other countries don't have, that we have here in America. We may one day not have these things because we, the people, are not remaining vigilant. We are not being diligent. We're not holding our government to account properly. Okay? Now, I could tackle this from a variety of different angles in a number of different ways. But let's start, for instance, with the current coronavirus situation. Okay? Now, I do believe that there has to be a point where civil liberties end and the greater good has to be considered. Okay? I do believe there's a certain small situations where you have to say to people, fuck your rights, you know. It's not about you, it's about the country, okay? So I felt like it was justified for the former scumbag president and the health officials to lock down the country when they did, okay? I felt that was appropriate. I felt that was appropriate action to be taken. We were dealing with something that was unprecedented in our lifetime, something that none of us had ever seen before, something that none of these idiots in the government had ever seen before and were clearly unprepared for, okay? So they did the right thing in locking down the country until such a time as they had more information was available, and better tactics could be employed to ensure public safety. Okay? But now fast forward a year later, and I see some very disturbing things going on in regard to the coronavirus. I see some things that I would dare call unconstitutional. People are being told that they cannot return to work or school if they don't receive the COVID vaccine. To be clear, I myself have received 2 doses of the Moderna vaccine. It was a personal choice that I made, a choice that I made after I consulted my physician, and I decided that for my family and myself, it was best for me to take the coronavirus vaccine. I, however, do not believe that the government has the right to mandate vaccination. That's a big fucking problem. Unless I am misreading the Constitution, and I don't think I am because I'm an avid reader. I'm pretty good at it. My comprehension skills are above average, I'd say. I'm pretty sure I'm reading it right. The government can't force you to get a vaccine. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. And beyond all those things, because we have had many things in this country that have been wrong that were legalized, such as slavery. Okay, so we know the history of that. So not always everything that's legal in the United States of America is what's right. Okay, so even if they wanted to be technical and say, you know, they want to skirt the lines and say, okay, we've written it in such a way where it's not technically illegal, or technically it's not unconstitutional for us to mandate vaccination. It's fucking wrong. Morally, ethically, it's wrong. It's a violation of your civil rights. It's a violation of your human rights, furthermore, to force someone to inject something into their person against their will. To tell someone that they could lose their livelihood or the education that they've already paid for because they're refusing to take a government-mandated vaccine. I got a huge fucking problem with that. Huge fucking problem with that. That's a big fucking problem. Okay? Now, that's just one. Okay? Now, I believe that for the last 30, 40 years, there has been a concerted effort, a concerted attack on our right to bear arms in this country. Certain people are allowed to bear arms in this country. Certain people are not. If you look like me, you gotta jump through hoops of fucking fire and hurdles and all kinds of shit to get a legal firearm. But if you live in dipshit fucking Colorado, and your name is Joe Bob, you're a 215-pound white guy pushing a tractor trailer, you can walk to the fucking local Quickie Mart and buy any fucking kind of AR-15 or submachine gun that you want. Okay? There's been a concerted attack on our right to bear arms in this country. The Constitution does not say you can bear arms in certain states. That's not what it says in the Constitution. It doesn't say you have the right to bear arms in certain cities in the United States. That's not what it says in the Constitution. Okay? Now, during the civil rights movement of the 60s, when black men and women began to arm themselves and take a more revolutionary mindset towards the police and the federal government, towards the treatment that we were receiving in our neighborhoods, it was during this period of time that J. Edgar Hoover and the funky old fucking farts in Congress got together and said, you know, we got to water down these fucking gun laws and prevent these motherfucking niggas from getting too many shotguns and rifles and shit, you know. So that's where it began. But it's progressively gotten worse, you know. So now they don't only target the brothers and the Hispanics. They're not only taking our guns away, you know. Now they're taking away some of Joe Bob's guns. Now they're making it a little bit harder for some white people to get their hands on guns, which is our constitutional fucking right to bear arms as American citizens. A wise man once said that any unarmed people are slaves or subject to slavery at any moment. Any unarmed people are slaves or subject to slavery at any moment. Wise man. We have the constitutional right to bear arms for a specific reason. To avoid tyranny and oppression as was under the British king. That's why the Americans originally fought for independence. We didn't want a king. We didn't want to be told that we had to be Catholics. Okay? We wanted certain civil liberties. The civil liberties that we have in place today that make this America and not fucking Russia. But they're being attacked. Your civil liberties are being attacked. And if we don't become more vigilant and more diligent, you may wake up one day and you might not have the right to speak your opinion freely. You may be thrown in jail one day. The right to vote is being attacked by the Republican Party specifically. In every state, there's an excess of 200 bills currently legislated, making it harder for people in primarily black and Hispanic districts that vote Democratic to place their votes. This is a concerted effort to strip you of your right as an American citizen to vote. They only want certain Americans to be able to vote. Okay? Pay fucking attention. Without your civil liberties, you're a slave. You're a slave, okay? We have assholes passing bills in places like Florida where they make it alright for cracker-ass protesters that don't like Black Lives Matters or anything that they don't consider to be a right-wing conservative agenda. They're making it alright now for drivers to use their vehicles as weapons and essentially run down and murder protesters. This is what's going on in America. So if somebody doesn't like what you're protesting, and to be clear, I'm against protesting, period. I don't think it accomplishes anything. I think the only fucking thing that changes anything is fucking violence. That's me personally. I believe you can talk to a certain extent, but I believe protesting is a futile and useless exercise. Put down the pickets and pick up a fucking shotgun. You'd be much more effective and you get more people to listen to you. My personal opinion. But I don't believe it should be okay for some fucking dipshit that doesn't like what you're protesting to just run you over in the street. I don't think that it's okay for some cocksucker in chief to sick the fucking military on people protesting them because they're not wearing MAGA hats. We have the right to fucking protest. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to practice our fucking religions. But these things are being attacked. And they're being stripped away slowly but surely. And if we, the American people, the regular average people, I'm not talking about the fucking politicians and the billionaires and millionaires, they don't give a fuck about none of us. But if we, the fucking people, don't wise up and get hit to this shit and start paying more attention to it, instead of the little insignificant bullshit that we're paying attention to in our everyday fucking lives, we need to start focusing on what makes this country great. Why do we all live here? Because no matter your race, your religion, your country of origin, we all live here for certain reasons. We all love this country for certain reasons. But if we keep allowing things to progress as they're going, we may feel a different way. And that's if you're allowed to feel anything at all. That's if they don't throw your black ass in jail. Civil liberties. They're being eroded. This may not be America much longer. Think on it.